One of the basic motions throughout your day is lifting things or bending down to pick something up off of the floor. Or if you have small children, you're getting up and down off of the floor constantly throughout the day. This is a really basic task that all of us need to use at some point during our day, and it's really, really easy to do it the wrong way. Most people have just never been shown how to lift properly or how to pick something up off of the floor without putting their back at risk. If you have back pain, I am sure someone has told you along the line, bend your knees, just bend your knees. But just bending your knees is really not the key. It is a part of it, it's a piece of the puzzle, but if you're not taking care of the other parts of how to lift properly and how to pick something up off of the floor properly, then it's not gonna do you a whole lot of good. So we're just gonna go through a really quick lesson here, and it's quite basic, but it's going to require a little bit of body awareness. So just pay attention to what you're feeling in your body, what muscles are firing, what you are utilizing in your body. And this is going to really aid you throughout the program because it's going to use the same principles over and over again that you're going to learn when you learn different exercises and different motions. So this is a principle that you're going to be building on and learning. And if you can really just start to adopt it and practice it, especially just anytime you need to get down to the floor or anytime you need to lift something up, just kind of make it a concerted effort and over exaggerate the motion so that you make sure you really learn how to do it properly. And then through time, as with all things, it will become more automatic. And it'll become something that you're able to just do without thinking about it. So you will begin getting up and down off the floor and lifting in a proper way instead of this automatic way that we all, or most of us do it, that isn't really helping us much. So if you are just bending over and picking something up or lifting it improperly, it's going to either aggravate the pain that you already have in your low back, or it's going to just start kind of chipping away at the structure that you have there. And it's going to kind of build up and then create a problem in the future. So this is a really essential thing to learn. I'm just going to go through a really quick lesson here, and I'll try to turn to all angles so you can see it well. But it's basic, but I encourage you to follow along and then really try to practice this throughout your days. Okay, so the way most people are gonna want to pick something up off the floor is just bending over, just taking their upper body and bending over. And all of the force when you bend over like this is coming into your low back. It's putting all the pressure right there on your low back, which we don't want, of course. So what you wanna do instead is take a moment. This is just, take your time doing this at first so that, again, when you need to do it quickly, your body will know how to do this properly without having to think about it too much. So first, I want you to just get the awareness in your body. You're going to be firing up your quads a little bit and firing up your glutes. I just want you to kind of feel those supporting your body right now. And then instead of bending my upper body forward, I'm actually just keeping my upper body straight and facing forward here. I'm not gonna bend it downward at all at this point. I'm going to lead with my hips instead and start pushing those hips back, okay? Real slowly, just pushing those hips back, which is then actually making your upper body slightly start to bend forward, but without putting the pressure on your low back. Now, as you're leading with your hips and pushing those hips back, I want you to really feel how your legs are firing up. You should be feeling the glutes, you should be feeling your quads, and those are your base right now. That's your foundation. So that should be firing up and holding your body and producing all of the force. All right, now the bending your knees part actually just comes automatically if you're doing this right. So keep pushing those hips back, and you'll feel your knees are starting to bend, right? You don't even have to do anything about it. They start to bend naturally. Now, I want you to look down at your knees. I don't want you to overextend your knees over your feet here. I want you to keep your knees back the best you can. So the more you're pushing with those hips, the more force force you're feeling in your glutes. Now I know we're going through this very slowly, but it's just so you can learn the body mechanics so that you can do this whenever you need to. Okay, so keep pushing back. I want that chest to remain up. I want you to keep facing forward. You're not looking down yet. Okay, and just keep doing this, and then bending your knees a little bit more, okay, until you can just squat down like this, all right? So now when you're down here in this squat, you can pick up whatever you need, do whatever you need to do, and then when you want to come back up, you're going to just push with your legs to push yourself back up. You're not going to lift with your back. You're not lifting with your upper body. Your upper body is essentially doing nothing right now. You're just pushing straight up with your legs. All right, so you can really see, if you've done that with me, that requires a good amount of strength in your legs, in your glutes, okay? Because this is your base. This is your foundation. So I'm gonna be talking a lot in this program about your posterior chain. That's basically all of the muscles from the base of your skull down to your heels, the whole backside of your body. It's a really big focus that we're gonna have in this program. And the reason being is that those are the muscles that are supporting your body when you are properly lifting, when you're properly crouching down and standing back up. So if those muscles are too weak, they're not gonna be able to do it, and then other parts of your body are gonna take the brunt of the force and the brunt of the work when you're doing that, okay? So a little bit on lifting. When you're lifting, you want to do that whole motion that we just did, leading with your hips back. Okay, you're gonna get down nice and low here, and whatever you're gonna pick up, let's say you have something right here, if you can, if it's something manageably sized, that you can bring it into your body. If you can bring that thing in to your body, closer into your body, before you lift up, it's going to keep you a lot more safe. It's going to put a lot less pressure on your low back. And that's just a real key. So that's something for all of you parents out there. If you have a young child at home that you're picking up and putting down constantly, try to get in a habit of getting them really close into your body. I used to, when my little guy was a toddler and I had 100 stairs to climb from the car to the house we were living in, it was so much work to carry him up all those stairs. And I would tell him, hold on to me as tight as you can, because it helped my back so much be able to carry him and lift him if he was in close. If he was out here like this, I would really immediately feel it, and it instantly starts to change the center of gravity and put that pressure on your low back. So that's just a little few basics on lifting properly and just bending down to pick something up off of the floor. And it doesn't matter if the thing you're picking up off the floor is just a piece of paper and it doesn't have any weight. It's still just as important to get yourself in that proper alignment, the proper body mechanics, to push your hips back and then be bending your knees as you're pushing them back. Chest is up, upper body is not moving at all. And then pick up that piece of paper and then come back up. I know it might feel a little bit silly to you that I'm just picking up a piece of paper. Why do I need to do all that rigmarole? I'm just gonna bend over and pick it up. But believe me, those repetitive motions, they really matter. So if you can get in a habit of doing it properly, even if it's something very lightweight, it's going to really help you a lot. And not only that, it's going to increase your body awareness, increase every time you do that, you're learning a little bit more about how it should feel when you do those motions. So it's gonna help you as you go forward and you learn how to do squats properly and some other exercises we're going to do. All of that is going to really help. So hopefully you can just practice this throughout your days, and with time it's gonna get easier and easier.